Hey, how's it going, guys? Jack and Matt here with the Toasty Bros, and today we bring you a $450 full gaming setup.
You heard that right. It includes a PC, monitor, keyboard, mouse mat, even though I would not recommend this thing. We'll talk about it later. But for $450, you get a full gaming setup. Don't believe us? Well, stay tuned. But first, a word from today's sponsor.
Today's video is brought to you by ASRock and their Z590 Phantom Gaming ITX Thunderbolt 4 motherboard, featuring killer double shot pro networking that allows you to use both killer Wi-Fi and Ethernet at the same time for maximum throughput, Hyper M.2 Gen 4 support with a built-in heatsink for better cooling, and dual graphics outputs for those running integrated Intel graphics. If you're looking to build an awesome mini ITX gaming PC, then look no further than the Z590 Phantom Gaming ITX Thunderbolt 4 motherboard from ASRock. Check the link down below to learn more.
So in case you guys don't know, we do quite a few of these full gaming and full streaming setups. This one here is basically just a full gaming setup where we have a computer, headset, monitor, keyboard, mouse, and typically a mouse mat, making a full gaming setup. We of course don't include the table and chair because that can really vary because, you know, you can even make one out of cardboard, which you proved in a previous video.
So we did make a video on this PC already, a $250 budget gaming PC. Hit the eye in the top right corner to check that video out. But we're gonna talk about the specs of this real quick for those who didn't see that video, and then dive into the rest of the setup. So let's not waste any more time and get right into it.
So this here is a Dell Optiplex 7020 mid-tower with a 4th gen i5 hidden under that CPU cooler, two 4 gig sticks of DDR3 memory. We have an RX 460 4 gig here that is using a SATA adapter. We also have a 500 gig hard drive, which is not plugged in because we have our specialty SSD plugged in, but we also added a 240 gig ADATA SSD. If you check out the video, it's a really good video. This ends up being a $250 gaming PC. We also have a $300 gaming and streaming PC that we also did, which will be in a full streaming setup right after we do this one.
All right, let's talk about all the other stuff that makes up a setup. This is the monitor, which is an Acer, let's see, model number R240HY, which is basically a 1080p, I believe, 60 hertz monitor. It could be 75 hertz because that's becoming much more prevalent, but it is at least a 1080p 60 hertz monitor. It is IPS, and we got it for around $100. This is just your traditional like office monitor. You don't really need to spend a ton of money on like a high-end monitor for a $450 setup, so that's what we went with. But in terms of output, we have HDMI, DVI, and VGA. We are using DVI right now because we couldn't find a spare HDMI cable. Look at us, PC guys, we don't have a spare HDMI cables. What are we doing here? Yeah, got that going for us. It is not VESA mountable, which could be a drawback if you plan on upgrading this in the future, so do keep that in mind. But yeah, standard monitor. I went 24 inch. You could get like a 21.5 inch for under $100, but I think 24 inch monitors are ideal for gaming. The smaller ones normally aren't that great, so just keep that in mind. Let's talk about the rest of the peripherals here, which this is a Red Dragon peripheral kit. It has the keyboard and mouse, obviously. Now this keyboard, I don't know the specific model, but it has this nice looking RGB glow on the side, kind of unique here, but I do believe this was like $34 or $35.99 for the keyboard and mouse, which is a killer value considering this is a mechanical keyboard. Do keep in mind some of these prices might be subjected to Prime Day because I bought a bunch of this stuff during that time, so keep that in mind. But this is a 10 keyless keyboard, brown switches, RGB, has, well, a decent cable, nothing too crazy about it. And again, it's 10 keyless. So when you're getting peripherals for a really cheap setup, really just get what you can afford within your budget. It's probably gonna be fine. But the fact that we were able to get a mechanical keyboard in a $450 setup, I think is pretty cool. And the mouse is, well, decent. It's a, well, I don't know what model it is. It's 4200 DPI. That's all it says on here, but it's the S113KN wired optical gaming mouse. It has RGB, it's beautiful. It's not super lightweight or anything, but it does feel pretty good. What doesn't feel pretty good is this mouse mat. Now I'm gonna be honest here, I just picked this up because we didn't have like a very blank generic mouse mat on hand. And this is basically like cloth. Like it's not like, there's no thickness to this at all. It's nothing. Don't really worry about getting this if you don't really have, well, if you have another option, don't worry about getting this, but this is just kind of a placeholder to be like, hey, get whatever mouse mat you wanna get or use some used one that you can find somewhere. Just make sure it's clean first. You don't want a dirty mouse mat. You never know what's on that thing. Now, of course, no setup is complete without a gaming headset. Now, you could easily just use a pair of earbuds that you have if you really want to save money, but if you want a microphone, which I have no idea how good this one is, you can pick up the POZAR gaming headset for around 20 bucks. Has some really big cushions here. Like, I was actually pretty impressed to see that. Has some glowing effect too. It's blue, so not RGB, but just blue. It has a decent little headband support. We'll let you know how comfortable it is. You know, actually, I'm just gonna put it on right now. Feels all right, not too shabby. It's very lightweight. It's because it's a cheaper headset, that's probably why. But yeah, should be fine. We'll let you know what the sound quality is like when we actually dive into some gaming, which we're gonna go ahead and do. And I think we're gonna play some Fortnite. We're probably gonna play some Valorant. We're probably gonna play some, maybe Apex? I don't know. We're not totally sure yet, but we're just gonna get into some gaming and play. Yeah, let's go.
Shut up.
What are we gaming on?
Well, we're gaming on the $450 full gaming setup, but this is Chivalry 2. I said it pretty well there, actually.
You did pretty good.
And right now we just have the headset around our necks when we'll be doing this, so it might sound really loud, it might sound really quiet, but putting the headphones on, they're really loud. Like, it's actually kind of impressively loud. It's not like the most clearest, amazing quality, but definitely gets the job done for how cheap the headset is. And if you want to see more in-depth benchmarks, we actually do have like ones that are recorded on the actual capture card, so they look a lot better. And you can actually, really see what's going on rather than being recorded with a camera. So make sure you check out the actual video of this if you want to see that.
Yeah, this is not that bad. No, you're not in like action right now, but.
Where is everyone?
What do you think of the peripherals? First impressions?
I'm not a big fan of brown switches. I don't think any of us really are here, but they work. They just honestly feel like a mixture of membrane and red switches. It's wonderful.
It's wonderful. Mouse feel all right?
Oh yeah, mouse nuts. It's actually pretty light.
Pretty light for what it is?
Yeah, I'd guess it probably weighs like 90 grams.
90?
I don't know if you can call that pretty light, but...
Let's drill some holes in it and see what kind of weight we get. Take him out. He's a scrub.
Dude, he swings way too fast. Okay, this just feels unfair now.
Oh!
Teammates,
your team is coming to help you. Kneecaps are broken.
Okay. Oh, I downed him.
Oh, you downed him.
He did. Don't worry, we're in last place. I'm bringing your elo down slowly. All right, we'll give it one more life. But yeah, like we say, if you really want to see like some good in-depth benchmarks, check out the main video. This is kind of just to show you guys what the peripherals are like, but it's totally a playable game. Don't expect to be able to really stream from this unless you're maybe playing something like Minecraft or Roblox or Among Us. I really wouldn't recommend trying to play any first-person games like this.
Our streaming setup coming soon. Again, that's not going to be like stream like Cold War or anything, but like esports titles, the goal is to be able to stream like maybe some Shiv, maybe some Fortnite and stuff like that. So yeah, stay tuned for that one. All right, let's play another game.
Well, let's do this.
All right, guys, we are now playing my favorite game, Fortnite. Only kind of kidding. We are going to be running on performance mode, epic view distance. We're going to run the textures on low because from testing these PCs with only 8 gigs of RAM, we started to see issues where loading in textures is really slow. It could be the fact that you just need 16 gigs of RAM to play this in performance mode and have a good experience, but we're just going to run low just to see what we can do here and dive into a solo match.
Mini FPS is looking really good though, 370.
370, that's what we need. All right, here we are in good old Fortnite. I always mark places that I want to drop, then I don't drop them. But you know what, I'm gonna do it this time. Here we go. Oh, there's that lag. But it looks like the bottleneck is the CPU. We are running on performance mode, so it doesn't really rely as much on the graphics card. So whatever this 4590 can do, you're seeing it. This is the best it can do. So we're going to land here and try to kill somebody.
Percentages are really confusing.
Yeah, it goes up to like 100% and then down.
Just 0%.
It's so weird. It's trying its best.
But a lot of that's just due to it rendering in textures. You'll notice once he lands, he'll probably have a little bit of stuttering here and there to load the textures, but then after that, it should be, I'd probably say like 60 to 100 FPS the whole time.
They are loading in faster on lower textures than medium. So with 8 gigs of RAM, running low textures is definitely recommended. And look at that.
Look at this, we're getting enough FPS where if you really wanted to, you could have a high refresh rate monitor.
It'd be kind of goofy. Your monitor might be half the price of your PC, but yeah, dude.
But hey, you know what? They have Prime Day deals and stuff like that, so you never know. You could get a 144 hertz monitor, at least a 75 hertz for under 200 bucks.
Bubbles.
Sit there and took it.
That has to be a bot. It has to be. But yeah, I mean, I really do like the peripherals. They're not too bad. This mouse mat isn't, I mean, it's okay. It doesn't give you like premier tracking or anything, but I mean, again, it's a $450 setup. You're not gonna get like the best of the best everything, but now oh, hello. But yeah, easily able to kill that guy. No problems.
3 kills now.
3 kills, feeling great.
He has not been shot back once yet.
Oh, there's another one.
10 kills on the board right now. Is this guy gonna be the outlier?
Nope, that guy's gone too. Okay, 4 kills. But yeah, 100 plus FPS, still no shotgun. I really was hoping for a shotgun, but yeah, I'll run around here for a few more minutes and see what I can get, but I mean, overall the monitor looks good. Really like the colors on it. It's decently bright for an IPS. Oh, there's a few stutters here and there. Definitely loading in new textures if you run around too fast, so do keep that in mind. It has its limitations, but this might be a situation too where you could, if you're using like a 60 hertz monitor, lock it to 60. I know people really like having like really high FPS, but in reality, you don't really need it. Oh, he's behind me.
Oh
he still didn't kill me?
Ooh, I hear a shotgun, I think.
Gotta get them all, gamers. All right, let's play another game, shall we?
All right, guys, so we are now in a game of Valorant. We're loading up Deathmatch, which is a pretty demanding mode. We're at all high settings. Anti-aliasing turning into MSA 4, and we just found a match. Let's do this.
Oh!
This screen tear is beautiful.
Doesn't matter though. Easy.
It don't matter, it can't be stopped.
Yeah, games like Valorant will run perfectly fine on this PC. You don't have to worry about playing games like this. It is designed for esports, so I mean, if you can actually hit a snipe though.
But you're standing still and still listening.
Yeah, the 460 is plenty for Valorant, and getting over 100 FPS is pretty cool on high settings. You can lower the settings if you really want to use a high refresh rate monitor if you happen to grind Valorant, but I think that's bad for your health. You really shouldn't do that.
No, I don't recommend it. Things can break, controllers can break, all kinds of things can happen when playing Valorant. You definitely can lower some settings if you want a little bit higher frame rate, because it's definitely not very, smooth.
All right, well, there's that. Did not achieve.
Woo!
But yeah, Valorant, easy to run on this setup. I think this setup works pretty well for that. But you know what, we don't recommend it. It's not good for your health. Don't play Valorant. You'll just want to hate yourself later. Oh, look at that spray.
Nice spray, bro.
Nice spray. Here it is. This is it. Oh,
Why is everyone opping?
I think you set the trend. Okay,
Dang,
he's
I was
done.
About to 360 no scope.
Let's wrap this video up real quick.
All right, guys, so as you can tell, this setup is really good for 450. It's really hard to even build a PC alone for 450, let alone a full gaming setup.
It's pretty lucky that the peripheral and everything else market is perfectly fine, because if you're able to snag a PC, everything else just kind of falls into place for a really cheap budget. So if you want to pick up anything for this setup, links to the description down below. There are affiliate links and they do help us out. I highly suggest you take a look at the video for this PC if you want to learn more about it and probably get some better link options, because I'll use the links from that video, but sometimes those listings may be gone. So yeah, check that video out. But yeah, overall, awesome setup for the money.
So we appreciate you guys watching today's video. If you haven't already, check out our other 2 YouTube channels and also our twitch.tv/ToastyBros. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And we'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.
Hey, did you guys want a more in-depth guide? Matt's gonna tell you how you can get that.
If you're building your first PC, check out our Retrieve guide that is searchable, transcribed in multiple languages, and yeah, it's just really, really cool. Link down below. Check it out, pick it up, support the Toasty Bros. See you guys later. Goodbye.